Welcome to another episode of the Batcave with the dynamic duo, as always. Um, it's actually been about a week since our last one, but it feels like it's been longer for me. It's been quite a week. I'm not gonna lie, but that's not gonna stop us from talking some Batman. You bet your sweet ass it's not.
Heck yeah.
This week, we're going to be talking Batman Arkham Knight. But first of all, we got our two segments. And before that, how have you been? What have you been up to?
Still unemployed.
Yeah, same here. Same here. It's like that. I read Absolute Batman today, as you know. So for our
Just the first issue or the second issue as well?
Both of them. I read them both at the same time. For those of you that don't know, he had them delivered to me, and it was a whole debacle. I got like scammed by someone claiming to be the post office at one point, which wouldn't usually work. But I was waiting for a package, so it was like, oh shit, I should probably. Anyway, moving on. I did read Absolute Batman. I liked it. It's a lot of fun. I'm excited to see where it's going. Two issues, while sick as hell, were not enough to satiate my curiosity for what's going to happen next.
Yeah, it's an incredible series.
Yeah. So that's my very brief thoughts on that. I'm sure at some point, maybe once they're done with the first story arc, we can do a dive into Absolute Batman, but those are my very brief thoughts on that. But on the topic of comic books, what news do we have this week?
Well, we do, as far as news itself goes, the only piece of Batman-related news that we have is that there is a new animated Batman trilogy reportedly in development at DC Studios, and it will be based, supposedly, on Nightfall.
I saw that.
So,
You posted that in the server.
yeah.
Which if you're not a part of, go check it out.
So the movie, they're doing a trilogy based on the Nightfall series. And I am both excited and nervous about this because
on one hand,
I really would love to see an animated adaptation of this. But on the
I'd
other
love to
hand,
see an adaptation of Nightfall that isn't Dark Knight Rises, because
right.
I've got thoughts on Dark Knight Rises.
But on the other hand, I'm nervous because I saw what happened with Hush, and
this is my Hush. Like, this is, I think you know that if they fuck it up, it's gonna be the exact same rage.
I am trying to be optimistic about it. I'm hoping that the sins of the past
do not define the projects of the future.
Will make them realize, okay, let's not screw it up.
But yeah, I saw that, and
we'll see.
I don't know.
I mean, still in development, so it's probably going to be a while before it comes out.
It's definitely going to be a minute or two before we have anything of it.
Not about that. I will definitely be talking about that.
Oh, I think we both. I think that's going to be an episode.
Yeah.
Because, like I will say, in probably every episode until the series ends, I fucking love Nightfall.
Yeah.
It is my favorite Batman comic, and if they mess it up, I'm going to say some words that I did not learn from you.
Oh, I'm sure you did learn them from me.
I learned quite a few from you.
In other, not really news per se, but we always go over the week in Batman comics.
What do we have in new releases?
There were 8 comics released this week that were Batman or Batman adjacent. I only subscribed to 4 of them, so I did not get them all. But here is what we have. We've got Batman number 155.
So yeah, just Batman.
Yeah. We've
Mainline. What's going on in mainline Batman right now?
got man, you can't put me on the spot like that. I don't remember. I read so many comic books.
Okay, fair. Something's going on. Batman's there. Robin,
Hang on,
maybe. I don't know.
let me look at the oh yeah, it's like they're bringing back the Court of Owls in Batman.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's a I believe the name of the current story arc is The Dying City.
Interesting.
So the current Batman comic is written by Chip Zdarsky. So he's
all right.
He's been he's been doing a good job.
I've been known to read some Zdarsky.
Yeah. The next Batman comic, Batman adjacent on this one, is Birds of Prey number 16, written by Kelly Thompson.
Nice.
And this one is the current story arc seems to be, if I'm remembering correctly, it is very heavily featuring Batgirl, aka Cassandra Cain.
I saw in the Absolute Batman comic that they're doing a solo Cassandra comic.
Interesting that you bring that up, because the next comic I was going to mention
is Cassandra. Okay,
Batgirl number 2,
nice.
Which is Cassandra Cain, and they are doing a solo series with her. And in this story arc so far, of course, only issue number 2, she is teaming up with her mother, Lady Shiva.
Ooh, that's fun.
And the writer of this comic is Tate Bromble, who I've actually never heard of before.
I've never heard that name before.
But I want to show you one of the variant covers of this, because it's very simplistic, but it is very cool. I like it.
Yeah, let's check it out. Ooh, I like that.
I really like that cover.
That is incredible.
Again, that is a variant. That is not the regular cover. The regular cover actually is not too bad either. I'll pop that one up here. I like this cover.
Not bad.
Yeah.
I like that logo too.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm happy to see see Cassandra Cain get some love over at DC
only
Comics.
2 issues in, but it's starting off to be a pretty cool series.
I mean, Absolute Batman's only 2 issues in, and I damn near say that this might be one of my favorite Batman runs. Maybe. I'm not gonna. I'll save that for the Absolute episode.
Okay. So the 4th one that was released today, is an issue number 1. And it is Two-Face number 1, written by Christian Ward. So let me read you the synopsis. Harvey Dent's greatest trial begins. After years of internal conflict, both halves of Harvey Dent have reached an uneasy peace. In DC's new Two-Face series, Harvey uses his skills as an attorney to resolve the conflicts of Gotham's weirdest and most dangerous criminals, starting with Victor Zsasz. When Zsasz is accused of murdering a fellow member of Gotham's underworld, who better to prove a criminal's innocence than someone who's been on both sides of the law?
That's very interesting. It kind of, my first thought when I heard that is, are they doing it sounds like they're doing a sitcom of like Harvey Dent as a lawyer, but he's still Two-Face. That was my first thought. I'd read that. I like Two-Face. I think I said this last week. I'm a big Two-Face fan.
Yeah. So I haven't read any of these yet, so I don't know how good or how bad they are, but I saw this in the solicitations, and I'm like, yeah, I gotta check that out.
Yeah, that's interesting. I always like stories where they bring the two halves together.
Yeah.
I think that and if this becomes the new status quo, that would be really cool. I'd love to see, because they've tried to do it in the past of making the two halves whole, but it's never permanent. I would love, even if it's not like making him one face again.
Right.
I would love to see them do them working together,
Yeah.
even if it's not necessarily on the side of heroics.
So the next Batman adjacent comic. So these are the ones that I do not subscribe to. So I know nothing about these. The first one on that list is Poison Ivy number 28.
We're doing a Poison Ivy comic. Interesting.
Written by G. Willow Wilson. Yeah, know nothing about this. I've got such a long reading list.
Yeah.
Like a read list. I might throw this on there because there's probably a trade out there for it at some point, just to try out the first few issues and see how it is.
Yeah. I mean, it could be cool. There are some stories to tell with Poison Ivy.
Yeah, just really not interested enough to subscribe to it at this point.
Yeah.
Our next one is Batman and Santa Claus: Silent Night Returns number 2.
Of course.
Yeah, not really interested. I mean, if that's your thing, cool, go read it. I'm sure it's humorous, but I'm not.
Yeah, that's just kind of one of those things that comic companies do. It's like, it's Christmas, you know.
Yeah. Along
Have
the
Batman
same lines,
and Santa Claus team
along
up.
the same lines is you'll love this one. Based on the cover and the title, it is another holiday themed.
Yeah.
It is Batman Smells Robin Laid an Egg number 1.
Okay.
Now, sounds kind of goofy.
Yeah.
But it is written by Marv Wolfman.
Marv Wolfman? Like,
so I'm
like the Crisis on Infinite Earths guy?
Yeah. So I'm kind of like, interesting.
I didn't know that guy was still alive.
Oh yeah.
And he's out here writing fucking shit posts.
Well, he wrote a I think it was a tweet. I think he wrote a tweet this week about the Superman and Lois TV show and talking about how great the writing is.
Well, that's egg on my face. I thought he was dead.
No, he's alive.
Huh.
So the last one is Wayne Family Adventures number 141.
Yep, there's that one again.
And there's that. And that is the week in Batman.
Yeah, I mean, decent week. Obviously, not every week is going to have new and interesting things to go over. But, you know, Cassandra Cain, fucking love that character.
Yeah, she's...
Ever since I read the Tinian run, she's been one of my favorites.
Oh, yeah. I was kind of upset with the treatment that the character got in the Birds of Prey movie.
I don't recall her being in the Birds of Prey movie. I don't recall that. We don't got to talk about that.
We've got another segment.
Yes. So, for those of you that are just tuning in, or those of you that really like when I explain stuff, every episode we do a segment called Character Roulette, where we get our big book of Batman, aka the Batman Character Encyclopedia, and I give a random number between 4 and 200 and something.
400, 203.
203, and we talk about a character. Okay. This week I'm feeling let's go 70.
70. Okay. So even here, we're going with 70. And 70 is, oh, interesting.
Who do we got this week?
So, this is going to be a good segue into something else I wanted to talk about. But
Oh yeah?
number 70 is Clark Kent.
Okay, that's not a bad. Hold on a second. I thought this was a Batman encyclopedia.
Well, it is. This is his allies. Part of his allies. So,
Clark Kent,
alert,
the reporter for the Daily Planet?
Yeah. Spoiler alert, Clark Kent is actually Superman.
What? I haven't gotten that far.
Clark Kent is a reporter at the Daily Planet. Grew up in Smallville, raised by Jonathan and Martha Kent. The reason I said that was an interesting segue is because Rebel Rock Radio is about to start a new series, very similar to this one. So in the Batcave,
oh yeah,
and he's Batman. But we are starting a new one called Kryptonian Chronicles, where we will be talking about Superman and all things related to him.
You mean you're not talking about Crypto the Superdog?
Oh, I'm sure we will.
Probably.
But okay,
there's
so
only
today's
so much
character is Clark Kent. Yeah.
I mean, okay. This is getting very loose with the term Batman character. To be fair, I would not consider Clark Kent a Batman character, but I would consider him an ally of Batman.
Yeah, well,
because
this book includes a lot of allies because you're going to see,
like Wonder Woman and shit.
You're going to see a lot of characters pop up in this book that aren't necessarily Batman characters.
I see. Yeah, I mean, Clark Kent, and then obviously at some point we're gonna end up getting Superman. I can tell you that much.
Yeah.
But I mean, just Clark Kent. If we're going just Clark Kent, just his contributions as Clark, I'd say that. I mean, it's a good. I'd say that they. I don't see it a lot. I don't know. I'm sure it's out there, but like, Clark. Bruce is in the comics. I am going purely by the comics, not so much the movies, because the only Clark and Bruce we've gotten in the movies sucks because Ben Affleck is there. But
let's not go there. Come on now.
But I do like the whole, like, everyone knows that Batman is this, or Bruce Wayne is this playboy billionaire out there having fun, and I feel like in a lot of instances it's only really Clark Kent that ever like gets the interview or reports on him.
Yeah.
And so I think having them be not just work companion, like co-workers, basically, so to speak.
Yeah.
But also like in their secret identities, using, like Clark being able to advance his own career with help from Bruce. I think that's it's a mutually beneficial relationship.
Yeah.
They both understand that they both understand the importance of secret identities, and so of course Clark is gonna, play up the whole playboy billionaire thing in his report, and Bruce is gonna make sure that Clark eats today. So I mean, again, I would not say that he is a Batman character, but he is in a lot of ways crucial to Batman in a lot of ways as not just as Superman, which we'll go over at a later time, but
Yeah.
also as Clark.
Yeah. All right. So that was our character roulette for this episode.
Interesting pick this week. Also, a good chance to shill. If you like the Batcave, go check out Kryptonian Chronicles. I'm sure the two will mix eventually.
Yeah, we'll have to have a
But as it,
crossover episode.
I mean, yeah, it's gonna be you and JD, right?
Yeah.
JD, of course, being the main co-host of Rebel Rock Radio. For those of you that don't know, which I don't know who doesn't know,
we'll
but
have guests. We'll have guests on the show as well.
Eventually, we have a live episode planned at some point.
That is
But
right.
yeah, Kryptonian Chronicles. That'll be fun. Like maybe we could do like a world. that could be the episode. It could be World's Finest.
Yeah.
But yeah, go check out Kryptonian Chronicles when it comes out.
Heck yeah. All right. So our topic for today is
Which we got to in a timely manner and everything.
What's that?
We got to the main topic in a timely manner too. That's insane.
So we are wrapping up our Arkham trilogy with a discussion about
Arkham Knight.
Arkham Knight. So,
yep.
Just quick overview. It was
2015, I want to say.
It was released June 23rd on 2015, or June 23rd, 2015 on the PS4, Windows, and Xbox One, and then was released for the Nintendo Switch in December 2023.
I'm pretty sure that would blow up a Switch, I'm telling you.
Yeah. So the artist was the same as the other two, David Hego, but the writer
was different. We're not getting Paul Dini this week.
And in this installment, it's set 9 months after Arkham City. And Scarecrow has launched an attack on Gotham City and caused a citywide evacuation.
In order to sow chaos in Gotham.
So this one is your favorite Arkham game.
Absolutely. I love it. So Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
This, I would say, is the first game that, because, okay, when we first started getting into this, I remember watching you play Arkham Asylum, and then Arkham City came out, and we kind of played that one together, but it was less like we played it at the same time, and more that I was just sitting next to you more often.
Right.
I remember, actually, I wanted to say this story next week. I remember there was a portion in Arkham City where you couldn't figure out how to get past something. I am calling you out for this right now. There's a part where you have to slide under it, and I had to like tell him how to do the slide.
Oh, I don't remember that. I don't know what you're talking about.
I bring this up like once a month. I'm telling you guys.
No,
it happened. You can't.
No, I'm pretty sure that I showed you how to do that.
No, rat bastard. No, So this is the first game that we played kind of at the same time.
Yeah.
I think I think I beat it first.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
I'm not entirely sure.
I'm pretty sure you beat it first.
Yeah, I remember it was a summer. So I was off from school.
I struggled quite a bit with this game.
Yeah, so I spent the entire summer playing this game. I actually remember we ended up getting all of the DLC for it.
Yeah.
And I remember that because on the day that I went to download all the DLC, your oldest, my older sister, we like went out and did something, and the entire day I'm like, yeah, Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
You know
game, the first thing I remember about this game is that, okay, so at the time, before this was released, we had an Xbox 360.
Yes.
This was a game that was being released on the next gen systems.
Yeah,
Which at the time
Xbox
was
One, PS4.
and Xbox One. This game was the reason why we bought a next gen system.
I couldn't tell you why we got uh a PlayStation. Oh,
Yeah.
it was for Spider-Man.
Well, no, I don't remember why we got the PS4, but I do remember that we got the next gen because this
Of
game.
Arkham Knight.
Yeah. And we wouldn't have been
Why do
able to play it on the 360.
I don't remember why we got the PS4 specifically. I don't know, because we moved from the Xbox 360 to the PlayStation,
Yeah.
which wasn't that big a jump, but it was just like why?
Yeah, it was weird.
Why did we do that?
But, so yeah, I mean, yeah, you got through this game and got into it a lot more than I did. I struggled a lot.
That was my summer, though. Yeah, you were off at work, and I was like, okay, this is the first game that I get to play first. So I was gonna. You bet your ass I'm gonna take that chance.
I do want to mention, because it's kind of relevant, is that the part of the game that when it was first released and we first started playing it, that I had the most trouble with and actually disliked the most because I was struggling with it so much is actually my favorite part of the game now.
I think I remember what you're talking about, but let's do like another. Yeah, so
combat with the Batmobile, I struggled like a lot with the Batmobile combat, but through my most recent playthrough, that's like my most favorite thing about the game is the Batmobile combat.
So for those of you that don't know, Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, the open worlds were pretty small. Like Arkham Asylum, you could barely call an open world, and Arkham City was big, but it was very navigable. But what happened is with the addition of next gen systems, they were able to make the full Gotham City, and in doing so, made it too big to traverse with just a grapple hook and some wings.
Yeah.
So we got the Batmobile for the first time, and it has like two modes. It has a driving mode, like a pursuit mode, and a tank mode, and it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it, but I do remember it was the cloudburst when the entire city is engulfed in fear gas, and that pissed you off because you couldn't figure it out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was rough when I was originally playing with that. I did not like it because I couldn't figure it out. It was rough.
Yeah.
But I absolutely love it now. It's just,
and that's very fair. It was very much a new. I don't think you play a lot of games with driving mechanics, for one.
Oh no, that's no.
I can think of maybe one, and it's Watch Dogs.
So there was Watch Dogs, yes, but then there's also Cyberpunk.
True. Big fan of Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
But yeah,
generally
I do
speaking,
remember.
I am not good at driving games.
Yeah, you're not a big fan of driving in video games. But this game, it utilizes, in the nicest terms, it utilizes the Batmobile.
Yeah, I mean, you cannot finish this game without using the Batmobile,
which I enjoy. I think if you're gonna have a Batmobile, let me use it, because even if there are parts where I'm like, I think the most that they could have done is improve, like, okay, you're locked from completing the game until you do this Batmobile section. But Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the Batmobile, and I'm glad you like it too. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy the Batmobile segments.
Yeah. But yeah, this is artwork. Like the guy, David Hego, who's the artist for all three of them.
Yeah,
He
they had
really
him working triple
he
time
really
here.
stepped up his game with this game. One
And of
example
course,
I
I'll
want to give you. One example I want to give you.
go on. Go ahead.
I'm
Oh, I
sure.
wasn't looking. Yeah. Scarecrow just looks fucking scary. He looks scary.
Yeah, he looks.
And in a game where most of the designs were pretty comic accurate, and you could look at someone and be like, yeah, that's the Joker. Yeah, that's Scarecrow, without really any like big scary, like it's good. They really made him a frightening iteration of the characters, which works really well with his whole like state of being in this game.
Yeah,
He's locking in. He's being the fucking Scarecrow.
yeah,
And I
he's
think
pretty.
the art direction, which is the big word this series, the art direction is phenomenal because they didn't necessarily change things up for a lot of the characters, but they refined it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and if you want a specific example, Batman looks phenomenal. I think this is the first time in the Arkham series that we've had or I can almost say for certain, this is the first armored Batman we've gotten, and
Yeah.
it's amazing. I love the suits in this game because there's also a lot of other suits you can get. As a matter of fact, I think in my current playthrough of Batman Arkham Knight, I am using. I think it's the Arkham Origin suit because it's just a good armored suit. But there's a lot of really good. Let me boot up this game actually.
There are a lot of really good side missions in this game too.
Oh yeah. They did their due diligence this time,
Yeah,
and they made it easier to do the side quests because there's a whole fucking menu for them.
yeah, and one in particular that I want to mention because you and I actually chatted about this a little bit previously. The name of the side mission is In From the Cold.
In from the cold. Oh
And
yeah.
it is a Mr. Freeze side mission.
Yes.
And damned if that doesn't make you emotional.
It's a brief rundown. The Arkham Knight has taken Nora Freeze, um, and this is the same. So originally, and I'm talking 2015. Originally, I was like, oh, so this is gonna be like Arkham City when you have to go find Nora Freeze.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, I still haven't done that. I tried it my most recent playthrough. Can't fucking do it. I can't find her. She's out there somewhere. She's just gonna die. But in this game, you go and find her, and then there's so much more to it. Like I hesitate to even talk about it for fear of spoilers. But it is this game. If you wanted a one-word summary, knowing the rest of the series, it's emotional. You're not going into this for a beat 'em up and get the fuck out style. You're going into it for the story.
Oh
The
yeah.
entire thing, even the main story, even stepping away from In From the Cold, the main story. And okay, spoilers for a oh god, it's 9 years old. Oh fuck, I feel old. Talking about a 9-year-old game. Spoilers here. The main villain of the game, or not the main villain, but the titular Arkham Knight is Jason Todd. And throughout this story, you start seeing these visions of Jason. Knock it off. And you start seeing these visions of Jason Todd, and throughout the whole thing, it's kind of accepted. It's kind of accepted that this is Batman's last night as Batman. He's dying after tonight. And you go through the story, and it's Jason, and it's this emotionally heart-wrenching scene where and you find out that he was like in Arkham Asylum, I don't think it's during the events of the original game, but he was there. He was right there, and he wasn't saved. And it's so emotional because you can tell that they really wrote this with love for the original Under the Red Hood story. And I say that because I fucking love Under the Red Hood. I love Red Hood the character. Jason Todd is one of my favorite Robins. One of my favorite DC characters, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
And so you know, you go through, and it's Jason, and it's just emotionally it's crazy. And then you move forward, and the final section of the game is this trudge through it. You're playing as Joker in Batman's mind.
Yeah.
And the whole thing is that Joker's greatest fear is being forgotten, but he is going to be forgotten because he died. And you go through this segment, and it ends, or during it, you get this segment where you're in like a graveyard or something, and you're being faced off. Every time you turn, more Batman statues spawn, and you're like, it's an anxious scene. You can tell that the Joker's like, fuck you, I'm not gonna do it, Batman. And and then it ends with Batman finally joking the locking the Joker away into the recesses of his mind.
Yeah.
And then Scarecrow fucking unmasks him. And it's like, okay, so this is what's going on. This is the end of it. And to be fair, the game starts with, this is how it happened. This is how the Batman died. And it's like, oh my God. And then you're sent back out into the open world, but there's this impending sense, because Batman at the end of the game tells Alfred, activate the Nightfall Protocol. Yeah. And it's like, oh fuck, what's about to happen? And then you keep completing story missions, but there's this impending feeling of like, what's going to happen when I finally hit that big red button? And every time I've played it, every time, I have beaten every side quest up to the Riddler and then activated it. Because I have to fucking save Gotham. And the Riddler's not doing anything, whatever. He's in that big ass robot in an orphanage. Fuck you. And then you play the game, and you activate the Nightfall Protocol, and he goes into the manor, and it explodes.
Yeah.
And it's rough, because it's like, you know that the Batman's gonna die. You know that this is the end. Everybody knew this was the end. But navigating the story, and there's a lot of emotional moments. Like, there's a moment where you're in Ace Chemicals trying to neutralize a massive fear gas explosion. And it genuinely looks like Batman's gonna die, and he says, like, goodbye, Alfred. And it's like, no, what the fuck, dude? Knock it off. You can't die. We've still got a whole rest of the game to play, dude.
Yeah.
And that's a big moment. And for a lot of the game, it is hinted at, or not hinted at, it is thought that Barbara Gordon is dead.
Oh man, that messed me up.
It's messed up, yeah. And then when you finally find her, it's so emotional. And then but then the way you find out is because Gordon ratted you out to Scarecrow, which and it's such it doesn't feel out of character for him.
Yeah.
And then there is a whole layer that I have barely mentioned. We got on this path during the game. Batman is being afflicted by Joker gas, or not Joker gas, fear gas, and because of that, Joker is like in his head. You hallucinate the Joker throughout the game, and you find out that Batman has captured these 4 people who were affected by Joker's blood after the events of the last game. If you want to know what that's about, go check out the last episode. Fuck hell. And so you know, it's like, oh my god, Batman's gonna get infected by he's gonna become the Joker, and then of course at the end, like I said, he doesn't. He fights off the Joker and becomes stronger for it. But the entire time, Joker's like, come on, Batsy, let me drive. And of course, Joker is played by the phenomenal Mark Hamill. But it's like, it really, it makes you think, like, you could lose the entire Joker subplot. That final sequence could be like a classic Arkham Asylum fear segment. They really could have done that. But the fact that they didn't, the fact that one of the final challenges that Batman has to endure is not only the Joker, but the Joker of his own mind, is phenomenal writing.
Yeah.
And I have always interpreted it as it's not necessarily that Joker's blood turns people into the Joker, which honestly could be true. I'm not discounting that, because we do see 4 people get Jokerized. But I've always interpreted it as Batman knew the Joker so well that those hallucinations were spot on. It felt like the Joker was talking to you, because Batman spent so much of his life fighting the Joker and studying the Joker that he can perfectly replicate Joker in his head. Not only that, but his greatest fear is turning into the Joker. It's just, oh my god. I could go on and on about, like Joker and Batman's weird, like, relationship. I could go on about it. But this game really amps it up to 11. And it is, like I said, they could have dropped it. They could have had it been, Jason being there, that's enough. That's emotional. The final challenge that Batman ever faces is the one person that he failed. But then you have this whole other layer where Batman is fighting off the manifestation of his worst enemy.
Mm-hmm.
And like the manifestation of his own dark thoughts in some ways, because the entire time Joker's like, I'm gonna kill people. You know this. I'm gonna murder. We're killing everybody, including you. And so, god, oh my god, I could say so much about this game. It is phenomenal. Absolutely. God, I cannot sing the praises of Batman Arkham Knight enough. The art direction, we're doing this rant now since I'm talking. The art direction in this game is also fantastic. In the first one, you're seeing old Gotham. You're seeing Gothic architecture on a crummy little island. In the second one, you're seeing the worst of Gotham. The dingy back alleys, the fucking the Wonder City, the dreams of the future. You're seeing the worst. And in this, you're seeing progress. You're seeing Gotham as it is being pushed into the future. I'm getting I'm freaking myself out. I'm hyping myself up too much. There's 3 islands in this game, and 2 of them are kind of your average city, and one of them is this beautiful, like shining beacon of progress. And it's really it's pretty, it's shiny. It reminds me of Neo Gotham from Batman Beyond. There's an Otisburg reference in it.
Heck
By
yeah.
the way, for those of you that know, there's an Otisburg reference, and you're seeing the best of Gotham in its worst time. You're seeing, even after Arkham Asylum, even after Arkham City, you're seeing that Gotham, because that's the thing, is that this whole shining progress future district is still under construction. There's skeletons of buildings being there's skeletons of buildings being constructed. A lot of them are empty and being used by the Arkham Knight to
Say what now?
These buildings are empty and being used by the Arkham Knight to house his militia. But Gotham is still building. Its legacy isn't defined by the dark alleys of Arkham City or the fucking horrors of Arkham Asylum. They are going to push themselves into the future. And that is reflected by the AI and even Batman himself. Fully computerized. It was also in Arkham City, but this is like to a new extent. And Batman himself, you have so many new options. You have Grapple Boost, which I know was technically in Arkham Origins, but for some reason it wasn't in Arkham Asylum or Arkham City, which I know timeline-wise, but like still, it wasn't there, so I'm counting it as Knight. You're getting Grapple Boosts. You're shooting across the sky. Dog, there were times in my latest uh, playthrough where I would just fly. I would just go out and grapple around and swing around the city feeling like fucking Batman. And then you have the Batmobile. And you have this, you can get to these fast-paced chases that seem like they're being ripped straight out of the start of a Batman movie where he's chasing some fucking criminal that's like, ah shit, I'm dead. And it's a far cry from Arkham City, because Arkham City, you feel like you're at a disadvantage. This isn't Batman's hunting ground anymore. But in Arkham Knight, there are so many tools at your disposal and ways to advance that it feels like you are I'm going to say this. This is the pinnacle of Batman in gaming. End of story. Like, I don't know how they would improve on this game. And if they do, I might have to sell my soul to Rocksteady. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm getting myself too excited. I can't breathe. Hold on. It's fantastic. If you haven't played the game, go do it. Why are you here? Get the fuck out. Go. Not really. Finish the episode first. But it is my favorite.
Talking about, but I mean, I have another.
Yeah.
I have another side mission that I want to refer to, and if I don't refer to any other side mission, which I probably won't, I do want to refer to this one, and it's mostly because, I can't have
a case of stolen identity.
Which one is that?
Is it Hush? Are you talking about Hush?
No. You would think.
I do think. I just said. I do think.
But no, I'm referring to Heir to the Cowl.
Ooh, God, that was my second guess. I should have. Yep.
Oh, so good. And
the
cool thing about that is you have options at the end. There are two ways it could go.
Oh yeah, and that's the same with the side quest that I want to bring up. So in Heir to the Cowl, you go out and you find Azrael, who after the last game has returned to Gotham, and it's setting up kind of a Nightfall scenario where Azrael might be the next protector of Gotham. But the whole and oh, this is my favorite part. Batman is setting up Azrael in these like simulations. If you get hit once, it fails you.
It's over. Yeah, you're done.
And that is so on brand for Batman.
Yeah.
Especially for Azrael, it's like, okay, here's
Hey, Batman,
17
come on,
guys.
Batman. You get hit all the time.
Yeah. Um, it's fantastic. And then at the end, you figure out that Azrael was actually sent here to take over for Batman and take him out and get him out of the picture
Yeah.
for this
Yeah.
Order of Saint Dumas. And at the end, you have the choice as Azrael to either become the Order of Saint Dumas and take out the Batman, or reject your ingrained destiny and figure out your own life.
Yeah.
And I think that's fantastic. I think that they did their due diligence with Azrael.
Yeah.
Even though
It was
it's
pretty
not
great.
my Azrael. Hashtag not my Azrael. That's actually
I get that. I get that. I'm a John Paul Valley guy too.
yeah.
But in the Arkham series, they do Azrael very well. I really
Yeah.
I really like his outfit.
Oh, the Suit of Sorrows? Oh, fantastic. I'm not
I'm
gonna
gonna
lie.
try to, let's see, here we go. I'm gonna pull up a picture of
It
screw it. I'll just save the damn thing because it
What are
won't
you doing?
yeah,
What are you doing?
it's too small on the if I do the presentation, it's gonna come up too small. So here, I'll just do
Yeah.
it this way. Gosh dang it. Okay. Let's throw that in there. Let's save it and let's post it. There we go. I love that costume.
Absolutely fantastic. Oh,
So good.
God, looking at it, it's like even the sword, dude, the sword looks
Yeah.
pulled straight out of the comic books. I'm a little disappointed that you can't use it in the game.
Yeah.
Which I know the whole thing is if you're gonna be Batman, you can't kill, yada yada yada. But like, come on, you could have given me like something. And here's the thing: I'm actually not a fan of white and red Azrael suits. I like red and gold Azrael,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
this suit is so good, and it
So,
does the like weird segment cape with all the like strips. You know what I mean?
mhm.
I never thought like where that's sick.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good.
It
I would have
is
loved to see a Nightfall Azrael outfit in there, maybe, but like beggars can't be choosers.
for sure. Yeah.
Or like you know like Panessa Studios. I would have loved if they would have added like a second wing where you can go look at other suits. God, that looks so badass. And it's got the sword breakers on the sword. God, the cross
So
on the.
good.
Oh my God, it's a good suit.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Love
Okay.
Arkham Knight.
So that was a great side quest. What was the side quest that you wanted to mention?
Um, I don't remember the name of it, but it's the Ra's al Ghul quest.
Oh, that one's cool. Yeah. Yeah. I really like it.
Basically, there's a ninja. You track her down to a hospital, and you find out that Ra's al Ghul is dying, like dying. Like of
Well,
course,
first
Ra's
of
al
all,
Ghul
you know
dies.
that he's alive because at the end of
Oh yeah, because you
Arkham,
think he died in the last one.
yeah, in Arkham City, you thought he died, but then and then you get to see his other daughter,
Yeah, it's like Alyssa, right?
Nissa. Yeah,
Nissa, that's right. God, so good. And at the end, so you go out and you get Lazarus stuff, and you get to, and the whole thing is that the League of Assassins is going through a civil war because there's a sect that's like we need to not bring back Raish, and then there's a sect that's like we got to bring back Raish because he's our leader. And at the end, you get to decide whether he lives or dies. And in my recent, and here's the thing, is I go into that and I'm like, I don't know. it feels like either one is the correct.
Yeah.
But I think in my latest one, I let him live, and he like disappears, and it's like, what the fuck, Batman? It's like, well, I don't kill people. But it's like, and it's such a big decision for Batman
Yeah.
because Ra's al Ghul trained him, and the reason that they no longer get along is because Batman doesn't kill. And so you're going in, and you're being given the choice of, do you let this man die, or do you save him? Yeah, that's Ra's al Ghul. That's him.
No,
No, I'm
that's
kidding. That's Nissa.
that's
It's a joke. Also, the League of Assassins just looks cool in this game. It's such a good game.
yeah.
Good side quest at least. There's some really good ones in the DLCs. Season of Infamy. There's that one. There's Ra's al Ghul. There's Freeze.
I
There's
actually don't.
Mad Hatter.
I have
There's
not
Killer
played
Croc.
any of the DLCs.
Really? Oh yeah, you don't have them, right?
I think there's a way to get them on Game Pass. I just haven't done it yet.
Yeah. Yeah. There's
figure it
one
out.
more that I can't remember. It's
Well, there's a Mad Hatter mission.
yeah, which I'm not a fan of.
There's a
Killer
Professor
Croc.
Pig mission.
No, Professor Pig is main game.
Hmm?
Professor Pig is main game.
Oh no, I was talking about side missions in general. But yeah, okay.
Oh no, I'm trying to figure out who the 5th season of Infamy character is. Let me pull up the Wikipedia.
What did you call it? Season?
Season of Infamy.
Season of Infinity? Okay.
Downloadable content.
Okay, so we've got. Wait a minute, is that? Well, it's saying here that In From the Cold was DLC.
Yeah. Oh, there's only 4. It's Mad Hatter, League of Assassins, Mr. Freeze, and
Oh, okay. So
Killer Croc.
So I guess I do have the DLCs because I've played all of these. I thought there was because there's some other stuff that I don't have. There's like a
It could be challenge maps.
that could be what it is, yeah. But
Full disclosure, there are a lot of challenge maps to download and get, and some of them are really cool. I really like the Batcave one. My favorite is playing as Red Hood in the Batcave. Oh, by the way, at the end of the game, Arkham Knight becomes Red Hood. There's like a whole thing. My favorite is
wait,
the
what?
Batcave challenge map. At the end of the game, Arkham Knight becomes Red Hood.
Did I miss that?
At the end, when he shoots Scarecrow out of the way to save Batman.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
And his thing is red because you took off the bat thing, and it's like glitching.
Right.
That's
okay,
him,
yeah.
and he took off the armor, and he has like a red symbol. And then when you go back to Panessa Studios, he like spray painted it on the ground for some fucking reason.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, got too excited there. So, my favorite to do is Red Hood on the Batcave because you're fighting the militia, and it's kind of like him going back and cleaning out the last loose ends. I like it. I don't know. Also, I think you might be talking about the like other Arkham episodes. Because there's a bunch of like side stories you can do. There's a Red Hood one, where you go and you kill Black Mask. There's a Nightwing one where you fight the Penguin, Robin, and Two-Face.
I've played that one with the one with Nightwing where you have to get all the guns.
No, that's a side quest. I'm talking about like it's a whole different thing. It's like a whole new story. A lot of them take place after Night, but one of them you play as Batgirl Barbara Gordon before Arkham Asylum.
Oh wow.
They're really good. There's one where you play as Harley, but I can't get past the boss, so I just gave up.
That's fair.
Well, the boss is Nightwing. I don't want to fight Nightwing.
Oh no.
It's between beat the mission and have the 100%, or let Nightwing win, and I'll let Nightwing win.
Yeah,
Whatever.
that's fair.
It's lore accurate. Stupid. But Arkham Knight has a lot to offer. If you like these games, or you have not played them, go play them. I highly recommend them. There's collections that you can get. I'm sure they're on sale or very cheap because they're very old. Um, is there anything else you have to say about the game itself?
No, I think we've covered it pretty well.
Yeah, Arkham Knight. I've liked this series. I like this little three-parter. It
Yeah.
gave me a chance to. Oh, actually, I did have a question for you. Um, so in general, what are your thoughts on Arkham Knight now? Because I had the whole redemption arc on Arkham City. What did you think? How have your
Oh yeah,
feelings changed?
no, I completely I kind of had the same come to Jesus moment on this game because it's
Oh, you finally watched all the cutscenes. Yeah, I highly recommend
yeah,
doing that.
yeah.
You learn a lot when you watch the cutscenes,
No,
such as, did you know that Scarecrow was in this game?
I don't
I didn't.
skip cutscenes unlike somebody.
I don't anymore. If you want to get the joke, watch the last episode.
Yeah. No, I'm not 100% sure if I like this one better than Arkham City.
But you like it more.
I'm not sure I'm ready to go there and say that, but it's really close.
You've had the come to Jesus moment. We no longer have the difference in opinions of I don't like your favorite and you don't like my favorite.
Right.
Tranquility has been restored in the House of Long. Long live the king, or whatever. I don't know. Yeah.
No, it's
That's
really good. I mean, I will say there are things about Arkham Knight that I like better than Arkham City.
like being able to track side quests.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Man, no, there's things I like about it more than Arkham City, but I'm not sure if I'm ready to dive into the whole, saying for sure that I like it better than Arkham City.
Well, that's perfectly fine because for me it was just I think it's a perfect trilogy. I
It's
think what Arkham Knight does best is makes you go back and appreciate the it ends the story, and
yeah, it's a good
it
conclusion.
knowing the ending will always make you look back at the rest of the story fondly.
Yeah,
And going back and playing Arkham Asylum, and because this was actually this three-parter was actually my first time playing Arkham Asylum. Well, I played it not for this, but in my most recent, this is my first time playing Asylum. Sorry, there's a cat attacking my feet. Can I help you? Can I help you? Can I help you? You're attacking my feet? Okay, sorry. It was my first time playing Asylum since I played Night for
yeah,
the first time, and then played it for like 30 times. I played it a lot.
yeah.
But leave me alone!
Jeez.
I'm pacing and he's attacking me. Uh, he got my fucking hand the other day. My hand's like fucked up. Anyway, playing Arkham Asylum and absolutely kicking ass because I still have the instincts from Night. Going
Mhm.
back and, to be fair, I did play Asylum, 15 minutes of City, then Night, then City. But going back and playing Arkham City and finally going, okay, I get it. I I did not appreciate this as it deserved the first time around. I gave it its proper scruff. And then finally really just getting to re-experience Night with the added bonus of I just did it all at once. It was fantastic. Um, this, I think we can both say this with a fair bit of certainty. The Arkham trilogy is top 10 games for me, at least.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, for me, I would say top 5 even.
I would, if I couldn't think of about 5 other games that are really up there, I would say top 5. But
Yeah.
Arkham Knight specifically will always be one of those games that I love with my entire heart. They've released stuff after that. They've tried to continue what they tried to improve on perfection and failed. I haven't played Arkham Shadow. Maybe one day we'll talk about it. But as of this recording, I fully believe that no Batman game will ever beat Arkham Knight in my heart. I love it. It is one of those games that just stays with you.
Yeah.
And if you haven't played it, I cannot recommend it enough.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's a pretty awesome game.
If these last 3 episodes haven't proven to the viewer base that we love this series, I don't know what will.
Yeah, really.
I mean, Batman, the Arkham trilogy, really just it's very condensed. They can't do a lot of backstory. They can't do a lot of stories from the comics. But what they do and what they hint at and how it all becomes this interconnected web of a trilogy is fantastic. You go in and you can see Batman, like you can see you go check out the Batcave and challenge maps, and you can see the dinosaur and the big penny. I actually don't know if the penny's there, but just because it's condensed doesn't make it one of the most iconic iterations of some of these characters.
Yeah.
Like every character in this game is done with the love and respect that they deserve, including characters that got changed, like Jason Todd. The Arkham Knight as a villain is wonderful because, like, in this world, in this iteration, of course Jason is going to have to get a military to fight Batman. You've seen the last 2 games. He's mowing down fucking Titan beasts. He's mowing down Bane with a car. He's out there fighting the League of Assassins and Tiger Guards and Joker thugs and so of course Jason's gonna go, all right, I gotta get the military and Scarecrow and Deathstroke. Who else can I get? He gets he mobilizes the entire rogues gallery. Because of course it does. And Arkham Knight is at its core, at its heart, it's it is, and I like this phrase, it's a love letter to Batman. And the entire trilogy is a love letter to Batman. But Arkham Knight is that final conclusion paragraph that really makes you go, Rocksteady got Batman. And
Yeah.
I will always love these games. I haven't even played them on my computer, but I have them on my Steam account. By the way, the Arkham games suck on keyboard. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself.
Oh man.
Get an Xbox. Do an Xbox. It's fine. But like, it's something else. And hopefully, one of these days, you and I will both somehow get our greasy mitts on Arkham Origins, so we can revisit, not really revisit, but take another trip down memory lane and go, damn, these games are good.
I mean, I fully plan to.
I honestly, if it was easier to like head down to a vintage stock here, I would, because I have no doubt that there are copies out there.
Yeah, I saw one at the vintage stock here in Norman. I just didn't buy it because
Why?
why what?
Why didn't you get it?
Because I'm unemployed, and
Oh yeah. So am I. So
Yeah.
but yeah, hopefully, maybe not soon, but one day we'll be back to the Arkham series, even if it is, not quite. I would even go so far as I would consider playing the shit-tacular Suicide Squad game if it meant revisiting the Rocksteady universe.
I
And
tried
and we
playing. I tried playing. What was that? I
Gotham
tried
Knights.
Gotham Knights. Yeah, yeah.
I want to try Gotham Knights. I would love to talk about Gotham Knights, but I would also love to play Gotham Knights. I think the only time I've ever played it, it was a pirated copy, and I needed space on my computer for something else, so I deleted it. If I could get my greasy little mitts on that game, I would absolutely talk about it.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, we're done with our Arkham series. We haven't come up with a plan for our next episode, but I'm sure we'll have one before we talk about it.
Well, yeah, we have to come up with a topic before we can talk about the topic. And we're nearing ever closer to the first live episode, aren't we? In January?
We're getting there, yeah.
And that's going to be a surprise. I think we should keep that as a surprise.
Oh yeah, we will.
For sure. But yeah. So
So those of you that are watching this on our Patreon, thanks for being patrons and helping us out. And if you're watching this
on YouTube,
whenever we get that up on YouTube, make sure you like, subscribe, all that good stuff.
And consider subscribing to the Patreon. It's $2 a month. You get all kinds of good stuff like early access to Batcave, early access to the Kryptonian Chronicles when that comes out. Some old special episodes that we've recorded. I'm in those. And our Patreon exclusive Twilight of Vakanta Star Wars game, which I'm also in. I'm in a lot of this stuff. I'm a big name in the Patreon. Also, you can find this. I say us. You can find Rebel Rock Radio on Twitter, Blue Sky. Where else can they find us?
Pretty much anywhere. Yeah, I mean, if you want to find us, let me find the little thingy here. Just go here.
Yeah.
bio.link/Rebel Rock Radio. You'll be able to find us pretty much anywhere that you would find us.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Thanks for watching and thanks for joining us on our journey back to the Arkham trilogy. We'll be back eventually for something.
Yeah.
I'm not sure yet. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Later, folks.
Later.